Am I the a-hole for calling my husband out and saying he needs to handle his own mistake? My husband and I always planned on having kids, but it happened a couple of years earlier than expected due to a condom breaking. I didn't mind. I was thrilled to welcome our daughter, Belinda. A few years later, we tried for a second child, but I struggled to conceive. Doctors never figured out why, but after one round of IVF, we welcomed our son, Philip. Belinda is now 15 and Philip is 9. A close family friend is struggling with infertility and my husband and I were discussing it. I mentioned IVF and Philip asked what it was. I explained and added, "That's how we had you." Belinda then asked if we used IVF for her. I was about to say no and leave it at that when my husband laughed and said, "No, you're here because the condom broke." Belinda immediately looked hurt. We've had the talk before, so she understood exactly what he meant. I quickly added, "You were a surprise, but a much welcome surprise. We always planned on having kids, it just happened earlier than expected." She just nodded and quietly said, "Okay," but I could tell she was upset. Later, I told my husband he should apologize and reassure her she's loved and wanted. He dismissed it, saying I was overreacting. I spoke with Belinda myself, telling her how much we love her. She seemed to feel a little better, but she's clearly still hurt. Over the past few weeks, she's made little jabs, not in a playful way. She'll say things like, "Well, I was just some big mistake anyway," or "Sorry for inconveniencing you." My husband got fed up and snapped, telling her she was being dramatic and that he didn't mean anything by his comment. Later, he told me to tell her to knock it off. I refused. He said it. He made her feel like crap, and he hasn't tried to fix it. He needs to deal with the consequences. She's a sensitive teenage girl, and feeling rejected or unwanted by her father is not something to brush off. My husband is now mad at me, saying I'm in the wrong for letting this continue, but I feel like this is on him. Am I the a-hole?